All right, everyone. So this is the last video in this series. And what it's going to ask you to do is adjust some of your default formatting options on Google Docs in order to meet the expectations of the class and create a functioning outline. So, first things first, if you read the syllabus, one of the requirements is that everything in this class be done in Times New Roman 12-point font. It's a pretty standard formatting for most college classes, though every college instructor is going to vary in what they ask you to do. By default, your fonts in Google Docs are set to Arial 11. So rather than go ahead and change this to uh, Times New Roman 12 point every single time you work on a paper, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and set it up as your default. So the first thing you're going to need to do is do what we do for every MLA style paper and write these big four things in the top left hand corner of the first page. Notice I'm not in the header, that's up here. I am just on the first line going forward. So, first name and last name, name of the class, name of the instructor, and then the due date. For the sake of this example, I'm just using today's date, which is 1 Sept 2020. Remember the format, day, month, year. The next thing, I'm going to go ahead and include a title. I know this is an original title for right now, but all I have to do is hit enter once to get that down to the next line, and I put that in the center. So what I'm going to do is highlight all of this, and I'm going to make sure that it is double spaced. I can do that by going over to line spacing and selecting double. And then I want to make sure that I change it to my desired fonts. So in this case, I'm going to change it to Times New Roman and 12. So everything right now looks exactly how I want it to look for my defaults. Notice my line spacing is consistent. My font is as I want it. I'm going to go ahead and highlight this. And then I'm going to go to Format. I'm going to go to Paragraph Styles. And once I go to Paragraph Styles, it's going to open up this side menu here. I'm going to want to go over to where it says Normal Text and say Update Normal Text to Match. That's going to retain the formatting. Now, without clicking off of anything, this is all still highlighted. I'm going to go back to Format. I'm going to go to Paragraph Styles. I'm going to go down to Options. And I'm going to say Save as my default styles. From now on, anytime I open a Google Doc, it should be in Times New Roman, double-spaced, 12-point font. So we're good. We're ready to rock and roll. The next step I want to do is hit Enter once after my title and make sure that I am back to the left line. I'm all the way to the left-hand side of the page. Now, Google makes it super easy to go ahead and use an outline format. In fact, there's a button you can use to start outlining. And we're going to go find it right up here under numbered lists. And if we click on that little triangle next to it, we can actually see there are a variety of different outline formats available. I'm going to want you to use this one on the bottom row in the middle. It's got Roman numerals, capital letters, and standard numerals. So if I click on that right away, I've got a capital 1 going, or a capital I going, to indicate number 1. Okay. Now remember from the previous video, I actually want to make sure that I have the word introduction as well, so I am clear on my different labeled parts. From there, I have an attention getter. Very original, I know. So I would fill in my own attention getter. When I'm done, if I hit enter, it automatically hops down to number 2 for me. I don't have to go type number 2 in, which is great. Remember, after the attention getter, we've got the relevance, credibility, and thesis. Remember, all I'm doing is hitting enter at the end of my line after I've typed these things out, and it's creating those Roman numerals for me. I don't have to go ahead and type them in. I don't have to worry about them lining up. After I go ahead and do that, I hit enter, and Google's trying to be helpful. It's trying to say, oh, you want 5, boss. Okay, I got you. I don't want 5. Remember, there are only 4 steps to an introduction. So I got to hit delete here, and I'm going to hit delete again. And then I'm going to go ahead and just label this next part as body. Now, if I hit enter one more time, I can go back up here to numbered lists. And if I just click on that, oops, let me try that again. If I click on numbered lists up here, and go back down to the formatting I'm looking for, it will go ahead and start over with my numbering. So I could go ahead and say point one and talk about all sorts of things for point one. Okay. Remember, every Roman numeral has to have at least an A and a B. And once I'm done with this main point, if I hit return, it's going to say 2. Now, I don't want 2. I want A. The key that I want to make sure I hit is tab. Tab will move me over and to the right. Okay. Enter will go ahead and create a new object that is similar to what I've already got. So I'm going to call this subpoint 1, or subpoint A rather. Blah, 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 blah. I'm typing, yay. When I'm ready, I can go ahead and hit enter, and it will try and produce B. Maybe I don't want to do B yet. Maybe I want to say something specific about subpoint A. So subpoint 1. I'm just labeling these to help you see what's up. You don't actually have to label them. Remember, your outline format does that for you. But let's say, for example, that I'm all done with this subpoint. If I hit enter, it assumes that I want to go to 2, but I don't want to go to 2 yet. This is really important. I want to go back to B. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking go ahead and hit delete. Delete will take you back. No, it won't do that. If you hit delete, all it's going to do is delete number 2, and then you're going to hit delete a couple more times, and you're going to say, well, wait, how do I get back to B? So from 2 here, all you got to do is hit enter again, and that jumps you backwards. I know it seems strange. This is one of the few times that hitting enter will actually do something similar to what a delete does. But if you want to move backwards a space, you got to hit enter. So I would go ahead and type out some stuff here to explain the second aspect of point 1. Maybe I want to go ahead and have another subpoint. If that's the case, remember, tab will move me over and to the right. Okay. Hitting enter will give me the next in the series. Hitting enter again will make me see the next in the series. However, if I want to move back to C, what do I hit? I hit enter, and it jumps me backwards. Okay. So let's say I've got my 3 points, got at least an A and a B. Maybe I don't need any sub points for part C. What do I do? Okay. Well, remember, you got to have a transition between Roman numerals. So rather than have D here, I'm just going to delete this. I'm going to move all the way back over to the left. I'm going to label my transition. I'm going to write whatever that is, and then I'm going to hit enter again. Now remember, in the body, we have a Roman numeral for every one of those main thesis points. So I'm going to go ahead, and from here, this is going to seem strange again, but follow with me. I'm going to go back to numbered list. I'm going to go ahead and start that same button. You'll notice it assumes that I want to start a whole new outline. It's going to say, oh, you want 1. I got you. I don't want 1, though. I want that to be a 2. So here's what I do to fix that. I go ahead and right-click, which on a Mac, and I think on a Chromebook, is just using 2 fingers to go ahead and push on that Roman numeral. We call it right-clicking. Okay? So once I do that, Google will ask me to restart numbering. Rather than go ahead and have 1, I just throw another capital 1 or capital I in there, click OK, and I'm off. I'm good to go. So we've got point 2. We'll go ahead and talk about point 2 for a little bit. You'll notice I got to have at least an A and a B. So I'm going to go ahead and write some stuff. Let's say I just have my A and a B. Okay, I don't want to have point C. Remember, I'm going to go back all the way over to the left. I type out transition, type my transition out, and then it's the same thing. Go back to my numbered list. Same button I've been pushing. I don't want 1. I want that to be a 3. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on this, and it gives me this option too. I can restart numbering. So that's where I put 3 in, and away we go. Hopefully this is enough of an explanation for outlining for you. I know this looks like, gobbledygook because it is, but the whole point of this video is to help you understand how to get the outline that you want. You have to go ahead and fill in the specifics about your speech.